Hey everybody, it's Jason Andrew Wrobel from jasonwrobel.com. That's Jason W-R-O-B as in baby, EL.com. Welcome to the J-Wro Show. We are going to be rocking a fantastic childhood-inspired recipe today. We're going to be doing raw fig Newtons here. Yeah, super easy, really easy to prep, so delicious, so delectable, and I'm going to show you how to make them. Check it out. So the first thing we want to do is take 3 cups of black mission figs. Now it's important to use dried figs for this recipe, not fresh figs, because you want to get that really thick, figgy consistency. So in our food processor, we're going to add all 3 cups, and we're gradually going to add a little bit of water at a time to get a nice, thick fig paste, much like making a date paste. Now about halfway through, it's important to check the consistency. Again, check the moisture level, how dense is it, do we need to add more water, or can we stop? So let's pop it open and see what we got. Oh wow, that's looking really good. So that's what I'm talking about. You have a really nice thick consistency, just the right amount of moisture, not too moist, but you can still smush it and play with it. The key here, keyword, spreadable. Now the other handy dandy machine we're going to be using to make our figgy Newtons is our high-speed blend tech. So to make the flour, we're going to be combining a couple ingredients. We're going to be doing hazelnuts, 1.5 cups, 3/4 cup of golden flax seeds, and 3/4 cup of gluten-free oats, in addition to our hazelnuts, our golden flax seeds, and our gluten-free oats. What I like to do just to bump up the thickness of the dough and of course the protein content is add a nice heaping scoop of our Sun Warrior Blend vanilla protein, which is super digestible. In fact, one of the reasons I love it so much is I never get that protein bloat when I eat this stuff. I just feel supercharged. I've got all my essential branch chain amino acids to build muscle and keep my cells healthy, and you never get that Buddha belly after you eat it. So let's add a nice fat scoop to our dough. Now we're ready to process. Again, we're going for a very, very fine consistency, like Fine Young Cannibals from the 80s. Remember that? She drives me crazy, ooh, ooh, like no one else. What happened? Whatever happened to that guy, Roland Gift? If you guys know, leave me a comment below. What happened to the Fine Young Cannibals? I want to know. Let's get onto the dough, for real dough. Now, the technique I just did, I call rockin' the baby. And sometimes you gotta rock the baby to keep the vortex going in the blender, especially when you're using really dry ingredients with no wetness in there. So as you saw, I was kind of lifting from the base and tilting it a little bit, and that just really helps to keep the vortex going. Halfway through, what I like to do is just get a spatula and check my consistency and see if I need to blend a little more. See, that's what we're going for right there. That's the consistency. Really, really nice, fine flour. And the smell, oh, it's just divine here. So the last step now that all of my dry ingredients are processed is I want to add a little bit of vanilla extract, some cinnamon, salt, and a new product I want to introduce you guys to. Well, new to me. It's called bee-free honey to sweeten this. Now this is what I mentioned. You guys might have been like, bee-free honey, how is this possible? Yeah, this is a product on the market for all y'all vegans out there that has the consistency, the thickness, that syrupy, ooey gooey drizzle on me all night long goodness that honey has, but it's made from apples. So we're gonna be doing about 4 to 6 tablespoons. I think I'm gonna levy it toward the 6 side just to really get a nice thick and sweet consistency with our dough. It's gonna be our last ingredient. All right, so what we're going for again is a really thick, doughy consistency. You may want to stop halfway through and use the spatula if it's not combining well enough. But you know what? I believe in the blend tech. Let's see what it does. Okay, this is the time you take the spatula and you help it along. All right, so apparently the spatula is just doing the trick here, and the dough, as you can feel it, it's kind of like a nice Play-Doh consistency here, right? Where you can take it, you can form it, and this is gonna be perfect. So let's give it a taste. Let's see what we're working with here on our dough side. Okay. That will work. So let's take our dough and spread it out on a large piece of parchment paper, and I'm gonna show you guys how to make the base for the Fig Newtons. Check it out. So what I like to do is just kind of form it by hand a little bit before I use the rolling pin. So the key is taking a second sheet of parchment paper, putting it on top, and then using the rolling pin to make it on the flatter side. It's kind of fun. It's like unleashing my inner grandma right now. You know, like rolling pin is such an old school tool to be using in the kitchen. I love this. Okay guys, so you can see we've got a pretty even dough here. And what we can do is we can certainly prettify this. Prettify, is that a word? Prettify? By slicing off the edges a little bit just to make a perfect square. The next thing you want to do is slice it in half, and then we're going to spread the fig paste on top. So if you guys notice, I'm leaving about a 1/4 inch of play around the circumference and the edges of our dough base, because what I'm actually do is flip over the other side of the rectangle, and I'm gonna pinch the edges. So you don't wanna have it all the way full to the edges. You wanna leave about a 1/4 inch of room. So I definitely think that's enough fig paste. I could do the other side, but the crust is pretty thin, so let's just go ahead and flip it over and see what happens. Success! Now, what I like to do, you guys, is just pinch the edges a little bit, kind of seal it off very quickly, and then we're just gonna cut them into, say, 2 by 2 little bite-sized pieces. So here's the final version, plated, old school Fig Newtons, but raw and vegan organic style. Let's give her a taste. We gotta take it to the face. This is the point where my face gets happy. Very, very happy. So soft, so sweet. You've got the hazelnuts, the crunch of the flax. This is delicious. This is like kid-friendly, parent-approved. Everybody's gonna love these. So guys, if you really dug my raw vegan Figgy Newton recipe, give me a fat thumbs up on this video and leave me a comment below. What's an old school treat from your childhood? A cookie, a candy, something you really, really loved as a kid that you want me to try and recreate here on the show. I'd love to hear your comments. So with that said, we're gonna wrap up another recipe here on the J-Wro Show. I wanna thank Sun Warrior for hooking us up with the amazing raw vegan warrior blend protein. Thank you guys for loving my raw Fig Newton recipe, and check me out at jasonwrobel.com. That's Jason, W-R-O-B as in baby, E-L.com. And you can check me out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the social media networks. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Peaches. I gotta eat these.